this person where somebody challenges you and you go for that challenge simply because they challenged you, or somebody disrespects you and then automatically you want to fight them. Okay, that is what this hitman was, and that is what a lot of competition fighters are. You challenge them, they want to fight. You disrespect them, they want to fight. Their solution to everything is wanting to fight, is to fight. And that is just basically promoting and spreading the violence in the world. And when you take that mentality outside of the competition fighting into reality, into real life, it's not it's not a joyful way of living. That is something that's going to end up destroying your life, having that type of mentality. Alright, next quote. Kuklinski's reputation as a tough guy with a hair-triggered temper grew. By the time he was 18, the abused had become the abuser. It wasn't long before he committed his first murder. Okay, so that's kind of what I mean. When you don't have control of your anger, of your temper, of your emotions, there could be a time where you could end up murdering somebody because you don't have that control. You don't know how to direct those feelings of sadness, depression, anger, fear. If you don't know how to direct those energies in the right ways, then you could very easily end up in jail. Very easily you could kill somebody, involuntary manslaughter, or it could very easily lead you in a very negative path in life. Alright, next quote. I got into a fight at a bar and I hit him with the cue stick a few too many times and he died. I felt sad at first, but later on I didn't feel sad. I felt some sort of rush that I had control. If you mess with me, I'll hurt you. End quote. So this person, got disrespected at the bar or whatever, and then he just exploded on the person, started hitting him with a cue stick until that person ended up dying. That is not too different than what I see in some of these competition fighting, where people get angry and they just keep bashing the person in the face with their fists until the ref jumps in to stop them. That is not too different at all. When you fight out of anger, even if this person is a talented fighter, that doesn't mean that that's somebody you should emulate. That's someone that you should admire. That's just true, pure violence of an animal. And those are the types of people that end up going to jail. Those are the types of people that are criminals. Those are not the type of people that you want to admire. You want to emulate the person who has control of his emotions, of his anger, of his expression, of aggression. Now, when you don't have control of that, this is something that can very easily happen. Next quote. He was a contract hitman for the Mafia. I would kill a person for 5 figures. He has cut people up with chainsaws, cut a person's tongue off and sticked it up his anus, shot a person through a peephole. He has poisoned people's food. He would carry 3 guns with him and a knife. He used cyanide to kill. He strangled people. And he also used a crossbar to kill somebody. Alright, so those are the different ways that he killed people. And that's more real to life. Alright. All sorts of different ways that he killed people. He would poison their food. People would go to the bathroom and he would poison their food, and then when they get back from the bathroom at the restaurant, they'd eat the food and they end up getting a heart attack, or they end up going to the hospital and then they die. He would go at a dance club and then like bump into people and then pour cyanide on the person, and then the person would end up going to the hospital and die. I mean, this is like stuff that is not, this is the reality of how ruthless and brutal and just inhumane these violent people are out there. And this is what really is the dangers, not the competition fighters. That has nothing to really do with what can happen. You know, I mean, this is stuff that can happen, you know, in real life. And the fantasy that you see in the TV about competition fighting is not really what the danger is. The danger are people like this, who really have nothing to lose, and they really have messed up minds, and they really don't care about people, and they kill for pleasure. And this is something that everybody needs to be aware of, and people should discourage others and themselves from leading into this path in life. Alright, next quote. 24 minutes into the video, his wife said, quoted, she said, "He grew up with absolutely no love, without a doubt." Alright, next quote. "He went over 30 years with getting away with murder, one of the most dangerous criminals that they have encountered in that state." Alright, so that was the quotes that I marked down for video number 1. There's another video in that same link, so that's video number 2, and I marked down some more quotes. Alright, the next thing I marked down is this guy. He was 6'5", 300 pounds. It took 5 police officers to place him under arrest. He was a contract killer for the Gambino family. 3 minutes into the second video, "I hated my father. If I could I would have killed him. Probably would have felt good about it too. My father would beat me just if I looked at him. Loudmouth people remind me of my father. Once a loudmouth person starts with me, I love it. That's the only excuse I need." So, based on that quote, end quote, based on that quote that he just said, it just shows how his parents, his father was bullying him, and he ended up being scarred mentally forever. And then he internalized this pain that he had, and what he did was he just projected all of that negative energy onto the strangers around him. And rather than fighting his father back, he would fight other people that reminded him of his father. So one person gets bullied, and then he starts to just not just bully the people around them, but just end up really hurting and killing these people around him, just because starting off from his father. If his father was able to stop that negative energy from wherever his father got that negative energy from, say he got it from his boss or whatever, and he was able to stop that negative energy and direct that negative energy and transform